What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and more Birthright coverage here as we wind down the domains of the Western Reaches. Today we're taking a look at the guilds, in particular Copper and Coke. So a little background here for the Western Reaches guilds, as it mentions, tends to focus on mining and shipping. And again, if we look at the geography, that makes perfect sense. The import of foodstuffs, tools, and luxury goods from the south remains a secondary market, though some guilds threaten to make a go of it. One of the most profitable of the mining guilds makes its money by shipping goods all over the continent. So Copper and Coke is a neutral guild and recommended, so that means players can choose to play this. So, summary here briefly. So while gold, silver, and precious gems all lie beneath the Horfell Mountains, the most reliable minerals to come out of Weirich and Darren remains copper and coal. The Copper and Coke miners inherited the industry from hundreds of predecessors, and like those ancestor guilds, they turn a profit more often than not. Now, Regency is not too much there, so it's generated 19, accumulated 25. It's enough to definitely get started with. And it mentions here you do get RP from both guild and temple holdings because of special arrangements with vassals. So that's an interesting and kind of unique situation there. We'll go into that a little bit more. Now, the treasury is certainly healthy. 42 gold bars is more than a lot of countries or domains that we looked at back in the Anwiran realms, so by quite a bit. So you definitely have money to spend to start leveling up and expanding and making your guild more powerful. So, and as it mentions, you gain much of its wealth through its temple holdings and by smuggling contraband past the Royal Navy as well. So you have quite a few here, so about 10. Actually, it might even be 10 exactly, 10 to a dozen or so. I'm not gonna count them all right now, but mostly lower level guilds, though. You have a couple, actually, looks like 4 level 3s, so that's definitely a good level there, but a lot of 2s, a lot of 1s, so there's plenty of room for expansion. And even in a couple of the areas, like, the first level 3 there is in Ulbrun, and that's a level 5 province, so there's definitely some room to try and muscle in on some of the other action that's going on out there. So, and as you can see, you're kind of spread out here across Weirich, Darren, for the most part there, and potentially some other areas to expand into as we kind of figure out a game plan for the guild here. So the region, if you choose to play as the existing one, is Darlur Smoothface. Now here you have a level 6 fighter and a level 7 thief, so actually pretty formidable. And minor bloodline and considered neutral good. She holds the predominantly human-populated guild in true dwarven fashion. She spends no money or time on frivolity, makes sure her workers have all they need to accomplish their tasks, and rewards her faithful in accordance with their successes. Still, Darlur has made many compromises for the benefits of the humans who rule the areas around her guild holdings. She often sends gifts of fine copperworks to the rulers of Weirich, Darren, and even Danagau. She aggressively pursues any new opportunities to expand her holdings while keeping in mind the powerful resentment a rival guild holder, especially human, could harbor at her success. So the big ticket here is you already have, again, a healthy treasury and some good established relationships, so it's really just a matter of looking beyond maybe existing provinces and seeing where you can expand your core lines of business, essentially, and again, just getting a foothold in some other provinces and things like that, just to start bringing in a little bit more revenue, opening up other areas to your particular goods, and then just again finding other ways to market those abroad. Now, obviously, expanding south has its challenges with Kiergaard and the Gorgon's Crown, but perhaps developing some sort of long-range naval trade routes and other things like that could be of use there. But again, it does mention that a little bit of contraband gets smuggled, so that could be a source of potential conflict there if a rival guild maybe tries to link or pin some crimes on your guild and draw more attention to the Royal Navy. So there's definitely some potential friction there that the DM could throw your way, some problems. As it mentions, obviously there's human domains all around, so you're, as a dwarf, kind of having to balance the human dwarf and different needs and wants and things like that. So, and obviously you're not a political domain, so you do have to kind of be a little bit more careful there, but by and large, dwarves and humans seem to get along for the most part in this setting. So you have that as potential there. And in and of her own right here, again, pretty decent level character. Level 6 fighter, level 7 thief is definitely nothing to sneeze at. So if there are any other rivals that kind of try to muscle their way in, certainly, some actual adventure actions to go maybe deal with some problems firsthand could be a pretty good option as well. But you could also look at maybe doing some adventuring, looking westward, maybe trying to establish some sort of definite connection with some of the Rurik domains, maybe underground, and fighting way past Orogs and other things like that. So again, there's plenty of options there for the guild, and seemingly, it is the dominant one of the Western Reaches here. Now there are a few others to take note of. So we have the Moonshine Sailors. There's 6 total levels here in Weirich, led by CLA the Fisherman. Nothing too important there, I'd say, as far as rivaling your guild. Again, since most of yours doesn't necessarily seem to involve naval commerce. Burgundy Tolstead does have 11 in Danagau, though, so that would be, if you're looking to expand towards Danagau, that's going to be your major obstacle there. Burgundy Slepsid, also 9 in Danagau, so you have that. And again, run by Ilse and Volse Red Beter, respectively. Now, Kiergaard would be an interesting one to try and get into in some way, shape, or form, but really the political situation there is probably not worth the trouble unless the rebellion there kind of stabilizes more and actually gains more traction, to where maybe even parts of Kiergaard become liberated from the Gorgon, but that's perhaps a pipe dream. But anyway, they have the slave drivers there, Skavix Red Furrow, and tons of holdings there. So again, Kiergaard would probably be a no-go unless something politically changes there. But there's, again, plenty of room for expansion and just finding new avenues to stay on friendly terms with the political domains of the Western Reaches, but then also maybe muscling in on some of the areas where you're not fully leveled up as far as your guild holdings go, and then maybe looking to someday expand into Danagau. So, and perhaps playing some political games there too, and just finding willing buyers for your goods could be another route to go for. So let us know what you think of Copper and Coke, and seems like a pretty fun guild to try. Should be plenty of room to get started as far as resources. Definitely want to look at, again, raising up some of those guild levels just to get some more regency coming in, things like that. So, and then, I don't think they actually mentioned the temple situation, but that would be something just to look at, the different temple holdings in the areas where you have guild holdings, and working with the DM to kind of come up how that situation has come about. Again, we've, I think, already touched on that with the review of the political domains, but just kind of bridging that as well. And again, working the revenue for that should be some pretty good options for you. So again, let us know how you would approach Copper and Coke, and if you have in your campaign so far. Love to hear your stories. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.